Bam.
Hey, everybody.
We still know how to stream.
We do. It's been a minute.
It has. Hello, everyone. Welcome
Hello.
to Hacktoberfest kickoff.
I feel like this snuck up on us. October already, huh?
I don't want to talk about it. Like it was just like April 2 days ago, so I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, time is absolutely flying. But here we are. Happy Hacktoberfest.
Happy Hacktoberfest.
Woo! I really like the videos and stuff this year. It's been really fun to like see y'all come out with those and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the brand identity for Hacktoberfest this year is arguably the best it's ever been.
Yeah, I like it.
It's
definitely in my top 2.
In 2019.
Yeah, 2019. That electric like rocker feel still really gets me in the feels. But this year is definitely really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everybody. I totally agree. The website's fantastic. Happy Hacktoberfest. Let us know. Shout us out in the comments where you're coming in from. I can't believe how global these audiences are even more becoming. So I am currently living in Las Vegas, Nevada, over on the West Coast. Lights and casinos. What about you two?
I am currently north of Austin, and I guess we should introduce ourselves for those that don't know us. My name is Mason. You can tell we haven't done this in a while. Hey, my name is Mason. I used to work at DigitalOcean with Chris and Matt. Now I'm on the Hacktoberfest Advisory Council, and I'm the lead developer advocate at Gretel.ai. And I'm coming from the Austin, Texas area. I live out away from Austin now, but that's the closest major city to me. So
You're in the middle of nowhere.
I am in the middle of nowhere, but it's pretty fun. So.
And hi, I'm Matt. I'm a senior web dev on the marketing team at Dio. Normally, I look after like the marketing site, the community site. But when October comes around, I look after Hacktoberfest from an engineering perspective. And I am just outside London in the UK, so the other side of the world from these two.
What's up, everybody? From Portugal in the chat, Detroit in the chat. We got India, Boulder, South Africa, Cape Town. Welcome. Matt, this year's website is so much fun. I was like trying to look around for the Easter eggs.
There are
How many do you think there are?
There are some that I know people have still not discovered because I have not received tweets about them.
Ooh, are we gonna kind of go through a couple of them today? That would be kind of fun.
We can go through a couple that have been found. Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
What about the secret ones?
Well, those are secrets, Chris. Can't spoil it. But yes,
I mean,
myself
and
Logan.
One.
Yeah. So if you open up console, actually no. So there's a prelude to this. Actually, the binary at the top of the screen there says "Open the console."
That's fun. And do you have it just randomly generating, or it's on a scroller?
It's
no,
just a keyframe animation on the content property of a pseudo element.
Nice.
That's how almost all the animations are done in here. So yeah, that just says open the console, and if you open the console, you will find a nice little message from our team. So there's 3 of us that worked on the site this year. Logan, who kind of designed it all and then built most of it. And then we have myself. I work on kind of more of the profile side of things. And then we have Miguel, who helped out all over the place, getting it across the finish line for launch this year.
Nice. And Miguel, I think we met Miguel from last year because he participated in Hacktoberfest in one of the hackathons.
Yeah, so Miguel started out as a Dio navigator.
He was on Cloud Chats.
We had him on Cloud Chats whilst he was still a navigator, and he's since joined Dio as a full-time employee. He's a dev on our team.
Yeah, we've had a lot of success with that navigator to Dio employee pipeline. So
that's the magic of those kind of brand ambassador programs. They're all just secret pipelines to being employed.
All right, so we've got Vishal in chat with 2 Easter eggs found. V's, you can now update your number to 1. Coding Cat, who we'll talk with soon, has 6, which...
Ooh. How many are there, Matt? Do you have like a finite number that you know
of Easter eggs?
Yeah.
I've lost track. I'll be honest, I've got no idea anymore. Every time something new gets added, we add a little secret in somewhere.
That's hilarious. Okay, so for those who are just joining, or now that we've done the welcome, let's go ahead and explain what Hacktoberfest is. We'll let Matt do it.
Yeah, let's go, Matt.
We'll go with Matt. That was unanimous.
Yeah, well, thank you. I've been voluntold. Hacktoberfest, as is in the name, it's kind of a hackathon, but it's not your regular hackathon where you kind of all work on one thing. The surface area of Hacktoberfest is the whole of GitHub and the whole of GitLab, any opted-in repository you can go and contribute to. And the whole idea of Hacktoberfest is that throughout the month of October, you go and make 4 pull or merge requests on GitHub or GitLab. You support open source, and in return, we'll send you some prizes. You either will send you a T-shirt, or you can opt to plant a tree instead if you're a bit more eco-minded. But yeah, that's the core of Hacktoberfest. Just go and contribute to open source. That's the whole purpose of it. I think we say this in the Discord a lot. Hacktoberfest isn't about the swag. Yes, we reward you with swag for doing it, but the whole goal of Hacktoberfest is getting more people exposed to open source. So focus on making some quality contributions, and then be happy about the swag as a result of that. But don't chase the swag.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I feel like when people ask for career advice on how to get anywhere, and like as far as learning, as far as getting a job in a new place, I feel like open source is such a door opener. It's the key. That and blogging, I think, are the two.
Yeah, they both put you out there. Like, yeah, it's not you're not writing, oh, I've got these skills on my CV. You're writing, I've got these skills. Here's where you can go and see it.
Yeah, we've seen that on multiple reports. I think the one that last year that had come out was like CNCF, that like one of the top skills that recruiters and hiring managers are looking for is open source contribution, or at least the ability to know how to contribute to upstream to an open source project if you should need to in your job.
Yep. But even if you don't need to, it shows a skill, the ability to go out there and find the information you need and integrate into a project quickly that you don't know.
Yes.
That's how reading.
I think that's how I got started was, oh, there's a problem in this library. Let me go figure out how to fix it and submit the patch upstream.
Yeah, that's actually a brilliant segue into the other big question we always get, which is how to find projects to contribute to during Hacktoberfest. And the best bit of advice I could ever give on that is think about what you use in your current programming. Even if you're not programming, what tools do you use on a computer? Look at which ones are open source. Go and see if you can help them out. You're going to be most effective contributing to something that you already know about. But if you can't, if you don't use anything, just go and have a look at what's open. You know, there's over 100,000 repositories opted in now, I think, on GitHub. So there is plenty of issues to find if you go do a bit of research on it.
Yeah, so we have a question in chat. And if you have any other questions, and please feel free to drop them in chat. We're always happy to take a look and answer. So we have from Kutso, are we supposed to contribute to big repos, or I can find any small repo first time in Hacktoberfest? Matt?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. We've had this a few times in the Discord as well now. Do people want to jump in at the deep end, or can they go small? And the answer is whatever you feel comfortable doing. As long as the repository has got that Hacktoberfest topic in it, it's opted into Hacktoberfest. It doesn't matter what size it is. You can go and contribute there if they've opted in, they're accepting contributions. If it's your first time doing open source, it's probably going to be easier for you to choose a smaller repo. But on the other hand of that, a lot of the bigger repos have far more guided contributing experiences now. Because they're so big, there's a lot of people paying attention on it. They've got some very well-written contributing guides in a lot of cases. So it's a balancing act. but really just have a look at some projects, look at the issues that are open, and look at whether you think you can address an issue. It doesn't matter the size of the project. It's about whether you think you can have an impact there or not.
Yes. We've got 2 comments in chat. Ibrahim came in for the swag, and the real stuff came in, and then he forgot about the swag.
That's how it should be,
Yes.
I don't mind the swag acting as the lure if you then actually contribute to open source.
So I want to take this question from V's as well. So is there a link to search for repos? Well, the website has done a great job at this, I think. If you go to hacktoberfest.com and you go to the participation tab right here, and would you call this an Easter egg, the little dynamic island?
Yeah,
I guess it's
a navigation, right? But the Easter egg is that it is a dynamic island.
Yes. So if you hit the participation page here, and then you go to values down here to contributors, there's a link to GitHub and GitLab repos that are labeled as Hacktoberfest repos. And then if you scroll down, resources for beginners, this is a great set of links as far as finding repos. Upforgrabs.net down here, the GitHub repo for Awesome for Beginners, and this one as well, first contributions. If you click on any of those, these are some great repos to find a project.
Yeah, I will caveat that actually. First contributions is on that list, and it's interesting. PRs to first contributions don't actually count towards Hacktoberfest. It's intentionally excluded, but it's a wonderful kind of playground for you to learn Git if you've never done it before. They're a very welcoming community that will let you create a load of bad PRs in the process of learning how to create a good PR. So we don't count that towards Hacktoberfest because a lot of people use it to learn and get things wrong for a while. But if you need that kind of playground to go and learn how to contribute to open source in a safe environment where it's not going to cause maintainers a headache, it's a wonderful little repo to go and do it in.
So let's talk about what's new this year, Matt. We talk a lot about doing code contributions and stuff, but this year Hacktoberfest is really putting a focus on non-code contributions. So where is that on the website where we talk?
It is, Chris. If we jump to the About page, there is a whole section on what's new this year.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into that. So
the TLDR.
Go ahead.
Hacktoberfest isn't just about code. Open source isn't just about code. There's more to open source than code. People write documentation. People do designs. People translate things. A project isn't much of a project if no one's thought about how users are going to use it. So, you can go do some user experience testing. There's so many more things than code. And we're kind of focusing on that this year for those that perhaps don't want to write some code.
Yes. And I think, they say low code, no code, but the impact is so great because some of the best projects I've ever used wasn't because of the code itself. It was because the documentation was fantastic.
Yep, that's all I do for Hacktoberfest. I mean, I've done a couple of code things, but usually I find projects that I work with that I've maybe I've run into an issue with, and I feel like the documentation isn't as up to par as I think it should be for this particular thing. And I will submit documentation PRs. I usually try to use October for helping documentation because there's enough, in my opinion, there's a lot of people that are working on the code and they're probably smarter than me, but I'm a good writer. So I'm going to use my abilities to my advantage, and I'm going to help write some docs. If I could translate, I would love to translate, but unfortunately I'm American and I only know one language. So
and incorrectly at that.
Yeah. Shush. I don't want to get into it with you, Matt. You put U's in places where there should not be U's. Okay. I don't want to hear it.
You put Z's where there shouldn't be Z's.
Shush. But yes, translations. I think I had a couple repositories that I was helping maintain last year, and I just got a couple of random translations that were added to my repository, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll take those, as translations are a big help for a lot of documentation, and even translations on readmes is really useful.
Yeah. I say every time I look at libraries when I'm programming, the ones that stand out to me are the ones that I can just read documentation and know how to use it immediately. And that's not something that you should take for granted. A lot of developers don't publish documentation. And so go out there, find a library that you've used that doesn't have good documentation, and go and write some. You've used that library. You know how it works. You know how to use it. You are the best person to write documentation so that others can do the same thing.
Yeah. And if you ever used a project and said to yourself, oh, that didn't make sense, and then you had to like find a bug or fix something and go look through the source code, chances are somebody else is going to need that info.
Yep.
Yeah, and you should document that, because I feel like that is almost the equivalent of having that and not document it is almost the equivalent of posting something on Stack Overflow and then commenting it again saying, never mind, figured it out. With like no explanation of how.
Too many of those. So
it's like, oh, really? Well, I'm glad you figured it out. Do you mind sharing with the rest of us?
Even with Stack Overflow's answer your own question feature, people still just go, oh, yeah, I fixed it.
That is this is what makes developers angry.
Yeah. But yeah, I say back to where we were, yeah. But stick on topic, Mason. No more tangents.
Yes. So
excuse me, I'm the one pulling us back on topic towards the agenda.
No, it's fine.
There's a couple comments.
What we're here for.
There's a couple comments I want to call out. Brittany Joyner, bigger repos tend to have more issues and create more and or respond more quickly in experience.
Definitely.
The other one I wanted to call out is it's so hard to understand a new repo when they've done a lot already. I feel like the bigger repos that have been around a little longer are really great at labeling their issues.
Yes.
So that definitely helps find an issue to work on.
Yeah, so they're generally more difficult code bases to get stuck into, but because they're big projects, the whole contributor flow is so much more refined. It's just a balance. Life is a balance.
And this one from Antonis, how long does it take you to understand a repo before contributing? What is your process? And we're going into a little demo on making a PR here in the stream. So we can talk about that process while we start that.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to go. But first, before we do that, let's show people how to register. If they haven't registered already.
Step 1.
Chris is going to do this and realize that he's already registered, but
happens every year. Happened to me last year.
So we click the register button right on hacktoberfest.com, and Matt, honestly, amazing work with the design.
All credit to Logan for this. I did not touch much of this at all. But yeah, press register, select either GitHub or GitLab, and it will do it. Oh, Chris, are you not registered?
I am.
I don't think you are.
No, it doesn't look like you are.
Yeah. So will I be participating? I will be participating as a contributor. Experience, I am always going to be a newbie. How would I like to contribute? Let's do both. And all right, almost there.
This is important. These checkboxes. Make sure you've read the values and how Hacktoberfest operates before you register. We've got a dedicated checkbox for it here. If you submit 2 or more spam PRs during Hacktoberfest, you will be disqualified indefinitely from Hacktoberfest. Not just this year, but every future year. So please understand the values of Hacktoberfest before you actually register. Ultimately, it's up to maintainers whether they flag your PRs as spam. But if you get 2 or more that are flagged as spam, you are disqualified. And that's up to maintainers of projects. So submit quality PRs, please.
Yes. Cool. Yeah, so let's register. And
bam, we're in.
We're in. Progress 0 out of 4.
Okay, scroll up real quick. Are those fireworks Game of Life?
I don't think they're following Game of Life rules. They're just fireworks.
Okay, for a second think it's just pixelated.
I like
that would have been cool. Yeah,
because you're still listening.
Yeah, Logan, if you're here, like Game of Life fireworks would be really cool. And there are patterns in Game of Life for that, but I don't know. That'd be a neat little Easter egg that I publicly talked about on stream. But
yeah, and Chris, if you wouldn't mind, now pressing edit info on the profile.
All right.
So Chris signed up with GitHub, but from edit, he can also link a GitLab account if he wants. So if you happen to use both, you can link both to your same Hacktoberfest account, and then you can make 2 pull requests, make 2 merge requests, and it will let you win. So
nice.
You can mix and match if you want.
I just want to say that it's really, I think it's funny that when you go, you can log into GitLab with GitHub.
Oh, I love that.
It's just
so useful.
I mean, it's very useful. I love it, but it also makes me kind of giggle a little bit. So
it's the best way to bring people over.
Well, Logan says Game of Life was an inspiration. So yeah.
There we go. Yeah, there you go. That's how you register. It's that simple. There's a form. You fill out the form, press register, and you're in.
Yeah, and beautiful UI you get to play with. So let's go for.
Yeah, I think it's time for a pull request.
Yes. So Cloud Haiku is. Do either of you want to give a history on this repo?
Mason, you actually probably have more context here than I do.
Yeah, I actually help maintain this repository, even though Lisa does like 99% of the work. So Cloud Haiku is a starter repository that we have for everyone to be able to use to get their first pull request for Hacktoberfest. So usually in the Hacktoberfest rules, we don't allow, simple, easy repositories to be able to get, like, don't just add your name to a list or change a period. These are considered spam and you shouldn't do these. But the Cloud Haiku exists to give everyone a singular entry point into Hacktoberfest. And basically you just write a little Cloud Haiku. And then one of our ex-colleagues from DigitalOcean, Lisa Taliaferri, is one of the core maintainers of this. And then she will review your little haiku and merge it in, and you can get a repository from here. You can only, I think, get 1 a year from this, or 1 total from this. So don't think you can write 4 haikus. Lisa's on the lookout for that. So yeah, it's a cool, easy little way to kind of show you how to get through the Git process. There's also a lot of like CI there and stuff too, so it kind of trains you to maybe wait for the CI, because a lot of people don't realize that sometimes CI or tests can kick off from your pull request, and you might need to come back and change something if it's broken.
What CI does this have? Does this have the actual validate that a haiku is a haiku?
Yes, she actually has like syllable checkers, and I think she's using GitHub Actions for everything. No, she's using Travis. We're still using Travis for this.
Sorry, GitHub people.
Yeah, it's all. I think that this repository might be older than like GitHub Actions.
Well, I'm just looking here. Update Travis config committed 4 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely been a minute since it's been, and it still works. So I mean, kudos to Lisa for writing rock solid CI.
I love that it actually validates that a haiku is a haiku, though.
I'm in my head trying to think of how I would code something to check syllables.
There's a lot of APIs for that. There's a lot of like grammar-based APIs for checking just stuff like that. And sometimes it's a little weird. Like there's been like 1 or 2 times when I've submitted something where it trips where it shouldn't. So what I tend to do whenever I write my haiku for this repository is I open up an online like syllable counter to make sure that, as Matt says, the incorrect way that I speak English doesn't affect my syllable counting.
Yeah.
All right, we've got 2 questions coming from chat. Matt, you want to take this one?
Are there repos out there who have Hacktoberfest as their topic and they're not valuable repos to contribute to, or only authorized repos have the Hacktoberfest topic? So we can't control what's on GitHub. Be cool if we could, but for a lot of reasons we can't. That's a good thing as well. So any repo can add the Hacktoberfest topic, but there are a subset of repos for Hacktoberfest that we do exclude. Generally, it's repos that are kind of set up specifically for Hacktoberfest to go, add your name to this list so you can get a free PR and win some swag. Repos like that we exclude, and it's all community sourced. So it's not like I'm out here going ahead and just opinionatedly removing repos. We have a webpage, hacktoberfest.com/report. Anyone that's registered for Hacktoberfest can report a repository there if they think it doesn't follow the values of Hacktoberfest. And if we get enough reports, the system automatically excludes the repo. So just keep that in mind. But as long as you're making PRs to like legitimate open source projects, you're going to be absolutely fine. This whole system is only in place to stop people and those repos that are kind of set up to cheat Hacktoberfest.
Can I create PR to this repo this year too? Yes.
It's labeled.
I'm gonna go with it. Yeah, like I don't think we check year over year. So if you want to write another haiku,
go for it.
Guest. It's a good repository, and as you can see, I just realized there's 3,000 commits. So there's a lot of haikus in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be 3,071 now. So let's go ahead and make a PR live.
Let's do it.
All right. So step 1, what do we do?
Go to the repo.
Go to the repo.
Find the repo. Read the repo. Make sure that it's accepting Hacktoberfest contributions. We can see on the right-hand side here, there's that little Hacktoberfest topic. That means the repo has opted in and is participating in Hacktoberfest. Step 1, tick.
Tick. Step 2, read the README.
Oh, it's brilliant. There's an Italian and Spanish translation. Wow. There you go. And in fact, right in the README, this one's got a guide on how to contribute. Sometimes the README might not have this. There might be a contributing.md file alongside the README. But have a look at both. A lot of repos have a guide on how they expect you to contribute. And if they do, please follow that. Maintainers are likely to close your PR if you're not following their process.
Yes. And just like when you create PRs, if there's a contributing guide, follow it. When you create issues, if there's a guide for that, follow that. It just helps everybody, the maintainers on a project. So this one, basically what we need to do is make sure that we write our haiku in a .markdown file. We should name it yourhaikutitle.md and put it in the _haikus directory. And then we'll need this thing right here to add a little bit of metadata.
Yeah, that's some front matter.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've got to drop for half an hour, but I'll be back in a bit. I wish you the best with making a PR, and I will return to see how it went.
I was going to make Matt write the PR or the haiku.
Oh, you're not making me do it, so I think Chris and I can get a PR done. But if we don't, we'll just sit here yelling Matt till you return.
Cool. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
See ya. All right, so let's kick this off. Step number 2 done. Read the README, see if there's any contributing guide, which there is here, and we have all the info we need. So step 3, Mason, what do we do?
I would say let's go ahead and fork the project.
All right.
I think we're good. I think we know what we need to do.
The project. Good question from Pri in the chat.
Ooh, that's a great question. I think it's in English. You know, I don't know if I've ever had anyone attempt to submit in a different language. I don't think it'll pass CI. Not in English. So, but you can try. I'm not necessarily certain on that one though. Looks like Chris may be having a few technical difficulties.
Audio disconnect. I'm back.
Yeah, that's the one thing. The way Apple stuff connects and disconnects to things is really awesome until like the one time when like my phone it connects to something randomly and like no, it's not what I wanted. But
it's like a laptop on the other side of the house got opened or something, and then
and it's like, oh, now you want me to connect to this? It's like, no, I'm not. So I think I answered that question. Yeah, let's go ahead and fork it.
Cool. So let's fork it. We're gonna add this to my personal GitHub account. We'll keep the name Cloud Haiku, and we'll go ahead and create the fork.
And there we go.
So whenever you want to contribute to a repository, you're going to fork it so that you have your own copy of the code, so that you can make changes, since we can't make changes to the main Cloud Haiku repo. And from here, there's a lot of different ways that we can add our own haiku. We could take the code, we could clone it locally onto our computers and then work there. What I'm going to try to do here is actually do this all from the GitHub UI and do no local stuff.
Yeah,
but the process is the same.
Yes, pretty much.
Cool. So let's go to our underscore haikus folder. Let's click add a file.
It's so big. It's like, we can't show you all the files.
So 1057 in here.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's go add file, create new file. And let's name this. It looked like everyone was naming it with year prefix and then their title of their haiku.
Yeah. What's the subject of your haiku this year?
So Hacktoberfest 2022.md.
It's 2022 underscore Hacktoberfest dash 2022.
Dash 2022. That kind of hurts me. Oh, that one hurts too.
Yeah, we've got the year twice. It's kind of funny, but Hacktoberfest kickoff, maybe?
Yes, much better.
Yeah.
Okay. So paste that in. Layout haiku title is let's do kickoff stream is the author. I haven't written a haiku in.
No, but V's just wrote one in German in the chat, which now I'm having to dig through my brain of.
Yeah, can you go? V's, we trust you, but this is a trust but verify.
Yeah, I'm. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go with the kickoff. What do we got? What's 575 syllables? It's good that we can write code because I don't think we'd make it as poets.
No. I kind of like the pink Deb over here.
Naming is one of the most complicated parts of programming and apparently poetry writing.
What should I call it? Is that 5?
I'm going to pull up like a syllable counter. Syllable counter. Syllablecounter.net.
We should be able to just count this out.
That says 5. No, you would think, but it's a lot more interesting. And naming is complicated.
I'm actually really good at haikus.
Yep, you're there. I'm double checking your work. That's actually pretty impressive to be able to do like complicated with 4. Like, good for you.
Yeah, thank you. I think I might quit programming.
I think where it gets weird is when you do acronyms. Like if you were to do like PRs, like is PR 2 syllables, 1 syllable? A lot of these automated things will count it as like per, which would be 1 syllable, but we say PR. So yeah, acronyms tend. I just remember from last year that's usually what kind of like messes me up.
Sweet. V's, you should submit that as a PR. And then the last one. Let's just name it stuff.
Okay.
Is that 5?
Yeah. But is it apostrophe S on the let's? This is now we get into grammar. That is 5.
Yeah, it's still the syllable. Okay, cool. So we have our haiku. Let's go ahead and commit this. Hacktoberfest kickoff haiku. And I'll do this from my DigitalOcean email. We'll commit the file. Okay, so what's cool about this UI is that we have created our commit here on our Krisev Cloud Haiku repo. And there's now a little, I wouldn't call it a pop-up, banner.
Yeah.
To contribute and open a pull request back to the original Cloud Haiku repo.
Yep. It used to just come up as like a button. It used to just say like open pull request, but now you actually have to click on the contribute and then it's got the open pull request. Sometimes it confuses me.
Yeah. So there's one way to do it here. There's actually a bunch of different ways to do it. If you go back to the original repo, you can go to pull requests right here. And then you can do new pull request. And compare across forks.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you could do that. That's pretty cool.
And then you can go ahead and find your repo, this one right here, compare the main branch. And this is how we create the PR from the original repo. And we can see that the files that were changed is this one file right here. And we can create a pull request.
Yep. And okay, so it says this branch has not been deployed. I thought it had some CI stuff here somewhere. Maybe the Travis is not working.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now you're done. Now,
yes, and so I can see the merge pull request button because I am part of the DO community repo or organization. But normally you won't see that, and then you'll just have to wait for the maintainers to either get you some feedback on your PR or hopefully merge your PR.
Yeah, we've got a good question in there in the chat. If you can pull it up from Damas. How long will it take to be merged? So yeah, this is a great question. How long will it take to be merged? That is 100% up to the maintainers. And unfortunately, it's not anything that you can do. So whenever we say you're done here, it means that the parts that you are responsible for are done. So you'll either have to come back and wait and see when your PR will be merged. Usually GitHub will send you an email. If the maintainers have some comments or some stuff for you to do, you can go through and you'll also get an email and they'll say, okay, this doesn't work, or you should change this, or can you do this? They may merge it without any comment. They may ask you to do stuff. That's part of the process. So if someone comes back and asks you to do something, you should probably do it. Otherwise, it's not going to get merged. But one of the really important things here is do not spam or harass the maintainers to get your thing merged in time. Remember that 99% of open source contributors are volunteer based, so they do this on their own time. So I know for a fact that Lisa looks at this repository every couple of days and goes through it. And I also know that she's busy and out of town right now. So she's not going to be able to get to this merge. And if you scroll up and we can see the overall repository, there's 120 now pull requests to this repository that are all waiting to be merged. So they will get done. Give them a little bit of time. So it may be a good idea for you to submit more than 4. Instead of waiting, if it's been a little bit and it's not going through, maybe find something else to submit to ensure that you get your 4 pull requests from there. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And so even since we made our PR right here, there's been 2 opened. Was that any of you in chat?
Probably.
Coding Cat, Be Kind Rewind.
That's a little bit dating. That's like almost too old for me. Not quite, but that's almost like beginning of my life was VHS tapes, but we moved the DVDs real quick. Imagine if you had to rewind a DVD, Chris. It would be hilarious.
I destroyed many VHSs trying to rewind those, so probably wouldn't go well still.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. I'm just reading through the comments and then we can move on. There's a fun comment from Juan. I missed it. Yes. The other question was timing on the PR creation. Is it creation or merge date that counts? Sorry, wrong highlight.
That's a good one. So they have to be merged by the end of the month. They either okay. So here's the rules. We haven't really successfully discussed the rules yet about this.
Let me go grab them
from a maintainer. So it either has to be merged, or as a maintainer, you can add a Hacktoberfest -accepted label to it. So we understand that, like, if these are bigger changes to projects that, maybe the maintainer doesn't have time to review it and get it merged beforehand, but they still want to give you credit for Hacktoberfest, they can add the Hacktoberfest -accepted label to it. I think it says that in here somewhere. Probably on the maintainer's thing. To the repo to it, and then that will be counted. But they either have to be merged or tagged as with that accepted before the end of October. So it's not creation date, it is merge date.
Yes. So register anytime between September 26 and October 31. PRs can be made on GitHub or GitLab, and PRs and merge requests. 4 have to be accepted between October 1 and 31st. So there you go. Let's see. I love it. Cody Lovelace put a PR in while we were going through it.
We've got a good question here from Juan. Is sponsoring a developer /project considered a non-code contribution?
That's a great question.
That's a great question, and I don't think we have an answer for that. I don't think it's been done yet for this year, but that's a great idea for us to think about for maybe next year. But no, I do not think as of this year it counts.
All right.
Cool
so that wraps up our PR. It looks like a couple people got PRs in while we were doing this PR. So awesome.
Yeah.
And again, wrong button. On the participation page of the Hacktoberfest website, all the way over here, if you scroll down, there's a nice list of repos. But as Matt said, if you already use a project and you like a project, check it out. See if you can contribute. See if it's labeled Hacktoberfest.
Yep, that is the easiest way to get started, is to go with stuff you already know. It won't be hopefully as difficult to figure out what's going on inside of the project. Cool. So I think we're ready for our guests.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I guess we should check the backstage chat and see what's going on. Okay, looks like we're about to get some people to come in. Are we still going to be sharing our screen?
Let me drop it, and then let's get some friends in.
Yeah. Now we just wait, or now I just wait because I don't have admin access anymore, so I can't. I'm just waiting for people to pop up.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Much cooler setups than we have.
Yeah.
You need to make the most out of those stocks, buying all the arcades and all the things.
Yeah, I need to. Now that I'm looking at this, I need to up my background game.
There might be some of those VHSs back there. I don't know.
I don't think it's mostly just books, but I've got my red stapler, and if you know what that's a reference to, then you're my friend, and we can be friends.
I love it.
At least you're not in the basement. We're good.
Awesome. So, what are we doing next, Chris?
Welcome, everybody. Let's go around and do a round of introductions for our people in chat. And everybody in chat, say hello. Let's go with...
Let's go clockwise. So.
Oh, I don't even try to point. It's...
I know. I mess it up every time. It's
I'm like, which way is clockwise for you?
Yeah. Because we have reverse cameras and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Everybody's saying hi in the chat on YouTube. Hi.
Well, somebody start.
Somebody start. Andrea, you want to start?
Sure, I'll do it. Hi, everyone. I'm so psyched to be here. This is my first Hacktoberfest kickoff official. So this is truly a treat for me. Andrea, I'm a la Colombia on the Twitters. I am a senior product manager at GitHub, and I work with the DevRel team and some of these awesome humans actually on the screen. I get to work with them day to day. I'm going to popcorn to Juanpa.
Do you know like that feeling with the teacher makes a question and you're just like, please don't choose me, and then you get chosen? That's exactly what I just got right now. So hello everyone, my name is Juan Pablo Flores. I'm a senior program manager at the GitHub education team, where we work with, well, my job is all around students and probably a program that you might have heard of, which is the GitHub Campus Expert program. And yeah, really excited to be here today with all of you. One of the parts of the things that I do is supporting a ton of students to organize their first Hacktoberfest. And I think it's incredible for the first time, just like Andrea, to be on the other side and being on this stream and getting to share a little bit more about what we got for all of you during this month-long celebration. I'll popcorn that to CoderCat.
Hi, I'm Alex Patterson, also known as CoderCat Dev. I realized just now that I have the wrong hat on, so I'm a senior developer advocate for AppWright, but I also run CodingCat.dev on the side for a learning web platform learning. I guess I'll popcorn away. I should say it's my first DigitalOcean / hackathon, Oktoberfest, the whole thing. It's all fun.
Okay, then I think I have to finish. So I'm Otacílio Maia, and I'm a student and the GitHub Campus expert from Brazil. And I live in a city called Recife, which is like northeast in Brazil.
Yeah. Also, where is everyone from? I think.
Are we forgetting Joe?
I don't think Joe's here yet. Oh, here he is. Can we even do this without Joe? Hey, Joe.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Sorry, what was happening?
We're introducing ourselves, and you're next.
Oh, perfect. Hi, my name is Joe. Like Mason, I'm a member of the Hacktoberfest Advisory Council and currently a principal developer educator over at Twilio. As Samantha graciously reminded me at the beginning, I've been lurking around the Hacktoberfest ether for far too long, and I'm feeling very old. So great to be here. Hi, everyone.
Fantastic.
Mason, what number Hacktoberfest is this for you?
Oh, 2019, 2020. Four. My first day at DigitalOcean was October 1st, 2019. So I got out of new hire onboarding, and my manager was in the office. He's like, go downstairs. We're running an event.
Wow.
And I did. So Hacktoberfest was my first day on the job, and I've loved the program ever since. It's why they can't seem to get rid of me. And I keep coming back, and it's great. And I run Hacktoberfest events locally in Texas too, so it's a lot of fun.
That is an onboarding.
And it was quite the trial by fire developer advocate onboarding. So, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Okay. So who wants to go first? Chat.
Let's see. I'm a rule follower, so I'm gonna pull up the agenda and see who's supposed to start. Unless anyone else wants to start.
Yeah, you heard that right, chat. We have an agenda. We're organized.
Okay.
Wait, it may not seem like we are organized in any way, shape, or form, but there is a rough agenda and outline.
Yeah, it's part of the
Rough
show.
is the word.
Yeah, it's the act. It's the persona.
I
We're
think-
performers.
Yeah. I think let's get started with the Docker video, and then we'll segue from there. So,
All right, good plan. Hey, Tessa in chat. Hey, everybody in chat.
and now we just wait for it to play.
Peru, hi. Latin people. I'm Colombian, everyone. So all my Latin America people representing. Brazil. What's up?
Yeah.
I'll be at Web Summit in Portugal soon. I can't wait. So hello over there.
Ooh.
So yeah,
Everyone's doing
this is
the
part of the
video
agenda as well,
dance.
though. Like
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
we're just building momentum for all
Giving
of you.
shout outs
Video.
to Nigeria. Hey, Richard. Gustavo, Gus from Bolivia. All my friends. I love seeing the familiar names in the chat.
I love that you're so humble, Andrea. I'm just like, first time joining, and it's like, oh, who are these people? But I love them all.
I
It's like,
do.
they're my friends.
Listen to Vishal. It's like making the world a better place, one PR at a time.
Oh, that's
Aw.
the spirit.
That is nice.
Love
Are we
it.
planting trees this year? There's trees being planted this year, right? That's an option.
Yes. I love that, by the way, DigitalOcean team.
Yes,
Don't stop on that.
when did we start? We started that
Last year,
2020.
I think.
2020.
Okay.
Was it last year or was it 2020? I thought I could have
I
sworn.
feel like it might have been the year before, but I don't know.
I think it was 2020. Last year was our second year doing it. So we started that That was this shirt, I think. Yeah.
Mason, I'm dying to know if I was close with the 6 Easter eggs.
I have no idea. That's a Matt question. Like, and I don't even think Matt knows the answer.
There's probably like 2, and I overthought it all.
Yeah, I mean, I called the menu an Easter egg, so
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry,
yeah.
I was like, I found the video, everyone. But since we said rough outline, I think let's switch it up. Alex, I'm sorry to do this to you, but can you go first?
Absolutely. Maybe. Yes.
If not,
You
we
got
can
the
take
hat
it
on
away.
now.
Like,
Yeah, you got the
if
hat
we're
on now.
okay.
You're
Switch
ready.
pets. I'm legit now.
I didn't even see the
Okay.
switch.
Esteban de
That was smooth.
Guatemala. Yes.
Think.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
hope.
just gonna like monopolize the chat, saying hi to everybody. Ethiopian guy. Sorry, I'm quiet now. I just get overly excited.
So I think my screen's all set. If you want to throw it up, and we can go from there.
All
Feel
right,
free to interrupt me at any point, by the way.
you got it. Well, the stage is yours.
So as I said before, I'm here from Appright, and we're talking all about open source with Appright, and obviously we're part of Hacktoberfest 2022. Alex Patterson, Senior Developer Advocate, kind of covered that. I just want to quickly kind of go through what is Appright if you've never heard of it, first of all. So Appright is an open source backend server. More than that, though, like we'll dive into it next, but Appright provides APIs. If you've ever heard of Firebase, it's a Firebase alternative, but open source. You can host it yourself. Soon we'll have the cloud version out. You can also do real-time events, triggers for functions, webhooks. We have all kinds of runtimes and SDKs in there, which makes us really awesome to get into for the open source side, because you can do multiple different languages that you enjoy working on and things like that. So this is kind of the important part for me in Hacktoberfest. There we go. The key to Hacktoberfest in my mind is kind of the community side to it, and that's at Appright's core. We always focus on our community side of things. So we have 10,000 Discord members. It's probably higher than that. I can never keep track. It just shoots up all the time. We have 25,000 GitHub stars on our main repo and other SDK repos. And then obviously 113 on Twitter. So if you're out there, give me a shout out, say hello at CoderCat, and I hope to get back with you. It's been pretty wild. Hacktoberfest has slammed me on DMs and emails. So if I don't get back to you right away, I promise I will. So yeah, the biggest benefit from Appright's standpoint is we're a very large project. So I think we talked about on the stream already how being part of a large project can be easier because there's so much opportunity to dive into things. I'm going to kind of quickly just cruise through this because I want to show off our Hacktoberfest website too. So some of the different contribution types, you can do APIs, our function runtimes. So those, if you've worked on like AWS Lambdas or Google Cloud Functions or anything like that, our function runtimes are very similar, but they're also written in, I'm going to mess this up, but I know it's Node, Dino. There's so many, I can't list them all. So check out the different SDKs for that. Tons of demos. We're always looking for more demos. Current one that like is out there is kind of an Instagram clone, if you will, or a kind of Instagram clone. So you can use our storage bucket for that. You can use our real-time database for that. There's all kinds of opportunities to dive in there as well. So obviously, I think we covered this already. So again, just quickly cruising through this. Always read the README to check everything out. We do a pretty good job of getting to that, so you know exactly how to contribute. And then the contributing guide is always attached as well. Code of context in there, overall Appright. So those are pretty standard things when you're in OSS. You really want to focus on those before you just dive in. And then, of course, the license for MIT or any other type there. So this is how do I find issues, but I'm going to show you like an easier way to do this as well. But just know, like, if you're ever in here past Hacktoberfest, good first issue is always a great way to jump into a repository and go looking for your first one to fix. So it was cool that you guys ran through doing a pull request. That was awesome. So there's also videos out there if you need any help doing that, or just jump in our Discord. We're more than happy to do that for you. I'm not even gonna do this because you guys did such a great job doing that, especially this one, talking about patient. That's a really big key for us. If you badger us, I guarantee it will not go well. So please don't. It's so much harder when someone's yelling at you all the time. And if you get stuck, feel free either on our GitHub discussions to reach out. We're more than happy to help at all times. We're a global company, remote first, so we have someone in every time zone practically covered. And someone should be able to get to you pretty quickly. We do have some company offsites and things like that where things are slower, but we should be able to get back with you. Definitely check our docs. So this is at appright.io/docs, and you can get to everything you need to know. I'm just going to close out of that because I think it kind of gets through everything that you need to as far as the submission itself. What I really want to show off is our Hacktoberfest website that we have up right now. This is going to be the easiest way to get started. So there's two buttons at the top. The main one here that says view all of our issues. We have 291 issues. Those will kind of flex and grow and shrink as we go through Hacktoberfest. But these are all going to be fantastic issues to get started on. And as you can see here, there's tons of different types. Like these are all storage-based ones. If I jump further down the list, you can see databases, you can see functions, Ruby, Swift. Like it's such a massive repo. If you're interested in any of these languages, I guarantee there will be an opportunity for you to jump into this. The other piece is get help on Discord. So we definitely want you jumping into our Discord. Mine's popping up here, so hopefully it's the right thing. So this is our repo that our Discord that we have out here. Definitely check out some different areas. I'm not seeing it right now. There's a Hacktoberfest area. There it is. Hacktoberfest channel that we have out here. Put all your questions in there, and we'll get back with you right away. So I know I only had a very brief time. I hope that covered everything. Do you guys have any questions? Did I miss anything? Chris is giving a thumbs up. I like.
No, I mean it looks. I love the little notification number at the top. 290 issues.
I should say too, kind of as our swag, this will be revealed today. So I'm really excited about this reveal for our swag. We do have, swag's always kind of the last thing I get to. I know people get geeked about it, but honestly, people, it's kind of the community part I really want to focus on. Like I can send you socks anytime if you're hanging out in our community. So this is really cool to like get you in and get you excited about it. But it's more about that community and kind of what you're working on. Literally in 1 minute, we have our next YouTube starting as well. So you can click this notify on any of our presentations and we'll have a whole series lined up across here. Thankfully, I got all the links updated on that yesterday, I think. So we should be sitting pretty good.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex.
Absolutely. Hopefully I didn't talk too fast. I tried.
No, I think
it was great.
Perfect speed, yeah. Perfect,
Holy
yeah.
Folks, did you see Home CERN? 1,000th member of AppRight Discord. Well done. That's awesome. Congrats.
How do you work that out in Discord?
I know. I was like, how big is that Discord, first of all?
It's crazy big. So I think I put a number of 2,000 in here, and that was the last time I checked the roles and everything. Sorry, did I say 2? I meant 10. And it's just, it grows and grows and grows because we just have an amazing community, and AppRight, we love to give back. So we do OSS fund that we sponsor OSS projects. Every single person that starts at AppRight also gets to pick a project to sponsor. So that's a really cool way to do it. We're constantly trying to give back as much as we can. We know we're in a really fun spot to be in on the OSS side and large enough where we can give back. So we really appreciate all the help that's out there for us.
Awesome. And AppWrite is just one of those things where you just go, I want to say anywhere on the internet, but like especially Twitter, and it's just love all the way through.
I hope so. If anyone's unhappy, please reach out to me. We'll make you happy, I promise.
All right. So next up, thanks, Alex.
Absolutely.
There goes your DMs again, Alex.
Yeah. They're already blown up already. It's fine.
All right. So next up, we have, let's do a little bit from Docker. We have Alba Rosa from Docker. She couldn't be here with us, but she sent in this clip to show us how we can celebrate Hacktoberfest with Docker extensions. So let me throw on the clip, and here we go.
Hi, everyone. This is Alba Rosa. I am Senior Community Relations Manager at Docker, and I am, of course, very excited to see your contributions during this Hacktoberfest 2022, where we are partners. And yeah, that's the main reason why I'm here today, to give you a little bit of context and what sort of contributions we're looking for. So let's start with the context. Back in May, during DockerCon, we launched Docker extensions. Docker extensions, they is a product that we've released within Docker Desktop, and they these Docker extensions, they basically let you use third-party tools to extend Docker Desktop's functionality, and also to basically tailor your experience as a developer to give you a more personalized experience when you're coding. And ever since we launched this product, we've been having non-stop suggestions from the community in regards to new contributions that, new extensions that people would like to see implemented in our marketplace. Unfortunately, we just have some capacity, right? So we can't implement every single suggestion we get. But we thought, hey, perhaps it's a great idea to participate in Hacktoberfest and offer our developers a playground, a sandbox where they can experiment and build their own contributions from scratch even, and perhaps even, contribute to each other's contributions. That's the magic of open source. So yeah, that's the context that perhaps you needed to know why we're participating in Hacktoberfest and what the product that we're toying with. Yeah, this Docker extensions is the one that we're expecting the community to perhaps take a look and contribute to. In regards to how to contribute, I would like to encourage everyone to visit our landing page. It's going to be linked here for Hacktoberfest. You can find there all the information you need. It's also linked to our GitHub repo, so you can also submit your contributions there. Please read carefully the README, because we are, for instance, not expecting at this point any sort of low code or non-code contributions. We're only expecting code in regards to ideas for extensions or new extensions from scratch even. So please read carefully the README, because you might see that some of the pull requests are perhaps not accepted, and that's the main reason. And of course, we have swag that at this point, it's a surprise. We have, of course, the Hacktoberfest swag, but we also are going to be offering our own Docker swag for the best contributions. But hey, to be announced. Also, a couple more things. If you visit the landing page, there are also going to be a lot of resources such as videos, documentation that teach you step by step how to create your own Docker extension. Check the meetup.com page where our community leaders are organizing stuff, because I know that this month of October, several of our community leaders are going to be organizing a hands-on hackathon. a couple of days or a day, some of them. And last but not least, if any question arises, or if you need help at some point, we're here. We are, of course, trying to help you as much as we can. So please go to our forum. Also, the link, it's going to be here. And yeah, we're happy to help you there. That's the first thing that you can do. And of course, we're going to be reading your contributions, and we'll be with our eyes very open and very attentive to the GitHub contributions and answering your questions there.
So this is the website, the landing page I was talking about, and here you can check all the information in regards to Docker extensions and Hacktoberfest. So as you can see here, there's a little bit of information about what are extensions, what extensions are, how downloading Docker Desktop, how to participate with Docker with these two options, and the steps in order to do so. And this is, as I mentioned, a surprise. And yeah, you can see some of the first events that they've been submitted here from our community. So if you want to join a live hacking session, you can do so. And as I mentioned before, the resources. So here you have several videos that explain step by step how to build your own Docker extension. And of course, finally, the link to the forum in case you have any questions, and of course here you can see the repo, and then you can see here all the README and the pull requests. I encourage you to read this README because here, as I said, you can get vital information, key information on how to participate and what sort of contributions are we at this time approving and what sort of contributions we're unfortunately not. And yeah, that's all. Happy hacking, everyone.
That was awesome.
Happy hacking. Love it. What I'm seeing from all this is that we talk about community, but it is so lively this year. There's the AppWrite Discord and events. There's the Docker events and community. I feel like there's so many things to do and take part of.
Yeah, absolutely. The list of events on the site is already looking pretty chunky, right? Yeah,
I think there was like a lot of negative feedback in the past years because of all the spam GitHub issues. So I love the new policies. I think it's really helped grow Hacktoberfest this year, and I think people are like reinvigorated and excited again.
And I think it's that, but also the new website. I don't know who made it, but you folks at DigitalOcean, that's like amazing, good looking, and definitely helps people to feel more welcome to this event than ever before.
It's so easy to track too now. I think people were in question before, like, what did I get done? It's so nice.
Yeah, Logan, who made the site, Logan and Matt, I mean, if you're in chat, give us a shout out. Really great job.
Yeah, the registration process is really, really awesome. It looks like you are like playing a game.
I love that. Yeah. Every time you throw confetti at me, like at the end, and it's like, yeah, I like it here.
Yeah, I don't think I've hit confetti on a website yet that's made me unhappy about it.
Right?
Do any of you all use Asana at all? I love the like unicorn. Every time you complete a task, it's like, whoop.
Oh,
it's the best.
Oh, didn't know that. I feel like Trello needs to have their Husky in more places.
Yes.
All right, so let's keep it moving, and we will get back to our rough outline now. Andrea, would you like to take it away?
Yes, maybe. Let's try it. If someone
screen
can
share dance begin.
All right, here we go. 1, 2.
Hit it. Yay, awesome. Hi, everybody. Hi again, I'm Andrea. Once again, shout out to, if you're looking at this beautiful screen, that is the one and only Carlo Gelmar, visual partner. He is a campus expert, overall awesome person, and he does amazing open source work. So check him out, sponsor him. But hey, I'm Andrea. I'm here to talk to you about GitHub, a little bit about some of the tools and features that I think you can use to make your Hacktoberfest experience extra rad. Thank you for your time. I don't take that for granted. So we're going to make this quick and fun. So you're here, obviously, because you're registered for Hacktoberfest. If you have not, let's go ahead and make sure you register for Hacktoberfest, right? So first things first, go and fill out that registration so you can see that confetti surprise, which is so fun. Quickly, of course, I know that everyone has their reasons for participating on Hacktoberfest. I have mine. I'm really committed to actually pulling through this year. There's a tree out there with my name and some swag that needs to come home. So I'm going to really, really try, and I encourage everyone to definitely commit to it. And even beyond Hacktoberfest, to stay involved. Of course, from GitHub's point of view and the community point of view, I think this is a really special time for all of us who are part of this large, very public ecosystem. But it can be also stressful. So just keep in mind ABC. I love little name things. So remember why you're here. You know, this is creating awesome awareness, not only for open source and the projects that we already depend on, but also for you, because you're awesome and you get to showcase the work that you're doing in a very public way, right? So that's one benefit for you. And another one is that connection. You get to talk to people. I know I definitely, through open source, been in rooms with people that I'm like, how am I here? Simply because I completely fangirl them, and they are like outstanding in my eyes. And the fact that I get to have a conversation over a PR, an issue, a discussion, is just absolutely special. So don't miss the opportunity to connect with those folks that you already admire, and just enjoy that beautiful poetry that it is getting feedback from them. So keep in mind ABC. Don't be stressed about it. Give yourself grace also. This is one thing that if I say it one time, I'll say it 100. Sorry, folks. You probably heard this before if you know me. Not a single person watching the stream or who's registered for Hacktoberfest was born with a laptop in their hand. We're all here at different levels to learn, to grow. This month is all about that, collaboration, contribution. So just give yourself some grace. You know, don't try and go write the entire code base of your favorite project, because, you know, just start small, start with small chunks, start with the things that excite you. So this is a fun experience for you. That is my spiel. But now let's talk about some things that you can use in the GitHub world to make this experience also extra fun. So I'm going to share today 3 features. This is not, of course, an exhaustive list of all the things you can do in GitHub when it comes to open source, or even your own professional coding every day for work or school, what have you. But these are 3 things that I love to highlight for purposes of Hacktoberfest. So we're going to talk, first of all, about GitHub CLI, then discussions, .dev. If you haven't seen that super fun, hit the dot and something happens, you'll get to see it here. And then code spaces, which is something that I've been truly enjoying since it was released. And I think all of you can as well. So the GitHub CLI, if you have not checked it out, and if you are a person, I know that there is a ton of us that maybe have a preference working on an UI versus working on the terminal. For those of you who love command line interfaces, GitHub has one. Installing it is super easy. Shout out to the homebrew project, because all you have to do is just brew install GH, and here it comes. Or you can actually download it directly from the repo as github.com/CLI/CLI. So what does the CLI do? It basically brings all the features of GitHub into the command line for you. So you don't have to switch context if you're already working on your terminal, but you also want to open or create an issue, or you want to fork a repo, or you want to run an action. You can make all that happen right there. So you're already working, no need for context switching. So check it out. The other beautiful thing about the GitHub CLI is that in itself is an open source project. So if you're someone who totally geeks out about CLIs and GitHub, this might be the project that you want to consider for Hacktoberfest. So definitely give him a shout. Throughout the talk, maybe Dennis can hit up some of those links just to our documentation. So if you never use it, you can go ahead and take it for a spin. But like I said, this is super, super user-friendly. Then we can talk about discussions real quick, because a big part, of course, of Hacktoberfest is collaboration. And what discussion does is it's an open forum. It gives you an opportunity for you to talk about the goals of your projects, talk about project health, talk about, I don't know, ideas that you might have. Maybe your favorite open source project or one that you're looking into participating for Hacktoberfest does not have discussions enabled. Give them a shout. Maybe they'll enable it. You know, if you're a maintainer and you're watching this, you know that not everything needs to be an issue. And GitHub discussions really allows you a space to have those conversations and keep everything nice and tidy, categorized. So there's a ton of good stuff and discussions for you to check it out. One thing I forgot to mention is that I have a tiny Easter egg throughout this presentation, so keep your eyes peeled for it. If you find it, let me know in the chat. I'll keep my eyes open for it. But the fact that I just said it on the discussions slide is a huge clue. So I'm losing at my own game. But in any case, definitely check out discussions. Great opportunities for you to engage with maintainers, engage with community members, and then share those awesome ideas. Also, what you see on the screen right now, that is GitHub's discussion about GitHub. We have a community forum that is now in GitHub discussions. And if you come and visit us, it's github.com/community. You'll be able to ask questions about Hacktoberfest, about your favorite GitHub feature. There is a ton of product managers who hang out in the space. So if you have a particular feature that you have questions about or think of a way that make it better, go ahead and swim by our discussions, github.com/community, and leave us a message there. You can see there are tons of categories there, one for each of the features that I'm sharing with you today, and then for some others. So definitely swim by there. And then let's talk about Github.Deb, which is something like super nerdy and amazing. I don't know if you ever saw when it was announced on a tweet, I think it was. It was like, go to your repo and then hit the period key and see what happens. And of course I did it. And of course it's awesome. So what does it do? It basically just creates a lightweight web editor for you to make quick changes to your code. So it's not really great for, let's say, writing an entire application, but if you have a quick change that you want to make, it's super cool for that. And you can see on this little GIF, how quickly it spins up from my repo. It just takes a few seconds and voila, you are ready to make quick changes, whether it be for, something that has to do with documentation or code. Regardless, it's a super easy way to enjoy web editor, VS Code web editor, right there on your computer. So that's awesome. Another thing that you can use that dev experience also, besides when you're needing to make a quick change and maybe you don't have your regular machine and you just want to log into another machine and use it directly from the repo. So there is a ton of applications for it, but like I said, maybe not ideal for building entire applications, but definitely awesome for quick fixes. So that is .deb. If you haven't done it yet, only because it's kind of cool, just go to any repo and hit that period key, because it's fun to see how quickly it actually spins it up for you. Okay, then next, if I can click, okay, it's GitHub Codespaces, which is like, I'll say like the papa of the .deb experience. So there's a ton of use cases, obviously, for Codespaces. If you're not familiar with Codespaces, what it is in a nutshell, basically it brings your entire development process pretty much anywhere you are. So you can use it on any device. If you're someone who likes to, I don't know, if you have a commute and maybe you code or do some work before you get there on your iPad, you can use a Codespace. For open source, there are so many amazing use cases in that, sometimes there is a barrier to entry. Some folks might not have very powerful machines, right? Some folks might not have access to that kind of hardware. Well, you can use GitHub Codespaces. If your project that you're wanting to support actually has preset Codespaces, then it makes it even easier for you to get started and start contributing, because you don't have to go back and read a ton of stuff and know how to set up your developer environment, because it's there done for you. So you have that one source of truth to share with everyone who's interested in contributing. So if you're a maintainer, consider this, because it's actually really, it makes it easier for folks and more accessible to come and participate in your awesome projects. And Also, it allows you to do safe PR reviews because you're doing isolated runs and you're able to do all your testing, which is super important too. So check out Codespaces if you haven't, please. And then creating a Codespace is super simple. As you see on my screen here, when you go into any repo, like my little test repo there, all you have to do is create a Codespace, and you can select actually how much of power of this virtual machine you want to set. And then if you look in below, right, where the little check mark is, you can see the option to configure and create the Codespaces. And this is what I mentioned earlier for maintainers, so that you can go ahead and reuse those. And that's a good way to onboard people into your projects. So definitely check it out. And then finally, oh my gosh, I have to share the open source guide. If you have not seen this, it's a website. It's opensource.guide, quite literally. This was something that GitHub helped curate, but it's not all about GitHub technologies, which is one of the reasons I love it. You know, obviously we want you to use GitHub, but I also want you to participate and use whatever technology makes you happy and do the best work ever, right? So this guy has an aggregation of best practices from contributors, from maintainers. There's a ton of segments. You can learn how to open source projects that you already created. You can help understand how to better manage community health. If you're someone that's how you contribute to open source, by helping organize meetups, things like that. So there's a ton of good information there. Definitely take it for a spin. Opensource.guy is the website. And this also is an open source project. So if you're someone who has experience in open source and go through the guides and you find something where you think you can contribute, if there is some information, some experience that you have that you think I should tell someone, and make it available for the entire world to see, this is their place. So definitely go to opensource.guy and check it out. So those three tools, the CLI, .dev, and the Codespaces experience, and of course GitHub discussions, are just sort of the tip of the iceberg. There are so many other things you can do in GitHub to make Hacktoberfest super special for you. We are thrilled to be here. I am, but the cools, I don't know, the kids now they say, what is it? My DMs are open. So if you're looking for a specific project that you want to contribute, if you have questions about contributing to either the GitHub CLI or the open source guys, hit me up. Of course, you can always go into the beautiful Hacktoberfest website and check out these 3 links that they have generously added there. Up4Grads.net is always a good one. First contributions and awesome for beginners. Also amazing sites where you can go browsing through and see if there is something that calls, that makes you excited and interested. So I hope you have an amazing Hacktoberfest. Please don't hesitate to ask any questions that you might have. Again, my DMs are open. I'm not cool enough to lock them down. And I'll be happy to answer any questions. For those of you who are joining from other places in the world, like Latin America or Africa, thank you for being here. And keep your eye peeled on the GitHub community Twitter, because we do have Hacktoberfest events that are planned specific to your communities and to your language. We actually had our first Hacktoberfest special in Spanish yesterday, so it was pretty cool. So again, this is me, Ala Colombia on Twitter. Tell me if you found it. If you haven't found it, tell me and I'll tell you what it is. I don't know if anyone is kind of, it's one of those games of comparison of like something is different here. If you haven't, I'll be happy to share it with you later, but I don't know. I'm going to give folks a little time to figure it out. But again, this is me. This is GitHub. We are the home for open source, and we're so happy that you're using our tool to make Hacktoberfest special for you. Thank you for being here. And now I'll stop. I'll pass it back to whoever next awesome human is coming up. Any winners? Any winners? No winners.
You said there's a secret on that page, and I feel like everything you did is like a mind-blowing secret. It's
what could it be?
Easter eggs have been a big theme today.
I put something in the private chat, and I'm curious if I'm right. I don't want to ruin it for everyone else if I am.
No, Matt.
Oh, was that just unintentionally in there?
It's like, no. No. I give you a hint, right? It was on the very last slide, and it's something so super obvious. And also, please, security people, don't be mad at me, because it's not something that's like super, like, folks don't get really excited when you're asked to do something like this with your phone and do something to something that's in the screen.
Everyone's pressing rewind right now.
So like, wait, no, stay with us live. Stay with us live. I'll share this live.
Oh, fantastic. I want to go press rewind right now. All right, so we've got two more fantastic humans going up next. We have Wanpa, and I'm sorry if I say it. Could you just...
Don't worry, just try.
Oh.
Go on, Chris, try it.
It's Otacilio.
Celia, okay. Because my last name is Sevilleja, but some people would say Sevilleja. So it's like, I don't know. Ocatillo, Ota.
Octacilio.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, even in Brazilian Portuguese, people like it's a word name. Don't worry to miss.
All right, then just go ahead so I can stop embarrassing myself. And
Sure.
Let's get your screen on.
Happy to get it rolling. Welcome. Thank you, everyone, for joining. My name is Paulo Flores. I'm a senior program manager at the GitHub education team. Really excited to be in Hacktoberfest. It is an event that, as a student, I used to organize, that I used to attend, and that it definitely took some time out of my time as a student, but definitely it is always amazing to see one of your community members doing their first pull request and getting their pull request merged. So I would highly encourage anyone to organize an event or just meet with your friends and gather them all together to make some contributions to open source. If you're a student, let us know in chat. You can leave like a hey or just leave any random emoji that comes to your mind. Would love to know how many students we got here in chat. But joining me today, we have Otacilio Maya, who is one of our GitHub campus experts from Brazil. And it turns out he, just like anyone here, started contributing during a Hacktoberfest, and then until like today, where he is currently managing an open source project. So I don't know, Otacilio, would you like to tell a bit more about you and more about the project that you maintain?
Yeah, of course. I'm as I said before, I'm from Brazil, and I'm a maintainer of a project called Brasilino, which is a library that I managed to unite my passions for hardware and translations in the same project, which is a project that allows Brazilians without access to English to be able to program Arduino boards with easy commands in Brazilian Portuguese. So, English is a great barrier for Brazilians, and we working in this library to close this gap.
Cool. So as we went through kind of like learning more from students and some of the barriers that you might find as you start contributing to open source, we have built a ton of new features on GitHub Global Campus, which is our way to bring all the community together, especially the student community, to learn and share and build things together. And Otacilio, can you? I know we've talked about some open source failures in the past. For me, my first pull request was just like documentation, and it is a pull request that it's still open after like 5 years. So it got forgotten there in some open source repository. But do you have any stories about your first like pull request or anything around that?
Yeah, of course. I have a fun history actually. I opened a pull request like few years ago that would fix a security issue in a repository. It looked like really easy, so I code a fix and opened that pull request. But then the core maintainer reviewed and said no, it doesn't fix, and actually opens a lot of new security vulnerabilities. So okay, I was like a little bit ashamed of getting rejected in public, but after some weeks, I traveled to a GitHub event, and I found that maintainer like in person during this event, and there was a little bit. I was a little bit afraid of crossing paths with the maintainer, but worked well at the event.
Awesome. Yeah, it's always a bit weird when you go from virtual to in person, and that's something that we've done lately, I guess. So, as we mentioned in the beginning, we have GitHub Global Campus. This is the version for students. We have another one for teachers. And one of the first things that we found as a barrier for Hacktoberfest is learning how to use Git and GitHub. So the first thing that you'll get when you join the platform is you'll get an interactive course on how to start with Git and GitHub. This is using GitHub Classroom, which is our way to distribute assignments and just content through GitHub. This is something that we've shared with teachers as well. So first barrier, learning how to use Git and GitHub is already solved. If you come down below, we have a ton of content here on Global Campus. And events are happening as well. So if you're a student and you're looking for a Hacktoberfest event that is happening close to you, come to Global Campus and go to the event section. And you can see we have a live stream happening up today with Fancy Fuego from MIT. She is telling us all about how to a deep dive into computer science mastery. We have an event on Belgium happening this weekend as well, and Hacktoberfest event already happening in Mexico. So if you want to find a local community to join and start having these conversations, or just join and make those first contributions, this is a great way to start. These events are completely organized by other students, so there is no fear of probably not knowing something. It is a safe space as always. Now down below, we also have Campus TV. Otacilio was part of our Campus TV streamers as well. So we have a few students who are creating content every week on how to contribute to open source and making sure that there's a ton of diversity. We have streams in Spanish, English, Portuguese, even Arabic. So a language should never be a barrier to get in. And this is a great way to get started. If you go to our Twitch channel, we have hundreds of videos now that will help you start contributing to open source. And before we jump in to the last thing that we want to show, I don't know, Otacilio, can you tell us a little bit about how was your story on Hacktoberfest? Like you started as an attendee, then organizing, and then so tell us really fast, how did that work?
Yeah, sure. I heard about Hacktoberfest first in 2017, and in that time I didn't really know how to contribute to open source projects. So I was searching on GitHub, and I found a lot of projects that were looking for contributors to translate their projects to Brazilian Portuguese. My English isn't perfect, but I can start translating. So my first contributions was like translating projects. Then I get confident to start contributing with other things like documentation, tests, and also coding. And after October, I didn't stop to contribute. I loved contributing as translator. I contributed to projects like VS Code. And in the next year, I started to organize meetups in my city, which is Recife. So we had a super cool thing that we called maintainers from our city and ask them to go to in-person event and pitch their project to the public, so the public could make contributions in real time with the maintainers face to face. So it was really, really fun.
Cool. Well, and just to finish everything, so now you in Global Campus, you can learn how to use Git and GitHub. You have content and live streams that you can join. You have events that you can join. And now for the finale, it's like actually making a contribution to open source. So a few months ago, we launched a new feature called Community Exchange. And this is basically a collection of repositories that have been built or maintained by other students across the world. And you can find all types of different open source projects. So there's we have two categories. The first one that is called Collaborate, which is the open source maintainer, which is a student, is looking for people to collaborate with them on this repository. And on the other hand, we have learning repositories, which are some great repositories that we found out there that are great resources for you to learn. Now, all of these projects are maintained by students, which means, if you want to submit an open source, like a pull request, your pull request will be reviewed by a student, not by a professional developer, which, might be a little bit low. It might lower the barrier a little bit for you to send that first contribution. And even if there are projects built or maintained by students, we have some amazing projects that are some great repositories here. Some of them that are extremely popular. So depending on your level of comfort, you can jump into one of these multiple repositories. Normally, we've talked with these maintainers, and they are pretty open to join conversations and teach you how to do that first open source contribution. So I would highly encourage anyone that is watching, and if you're a student, to jump in and take some time to go through some of these repositories. You might find something that can align to something that you're building. You can filter out the projects here as well by the programming language, or if you also like, you can order them by the topics that they are built around. So there's always something for you there, something that you can contribute to. And it is a pretty safe environment. Most of the maintainers of these projects are actually looking forward for more people to get involved. So it is a great way to make that first open source contribution. And from there, take it to go, as just like Otacilio did, starting from a very small contribution with documentation or translations into other type of non-code or code contributions in the future. If you have any questions, reach out to us. I'm Juan Pablo Flores in Twitter, or you can also send us a tweet on the GitHub Education Twitter account. And we're always happy to talk to all of you. The only thing before we go, to get access to Global Campus, we need you to verify that you're a student. And that's because we want to make sure that in this space, we're all everyone is a student, and this is that safe environment where everyone is actually looking to learn and grow. So to do that, the verification, the only thing that you'll need to do is to go and get the GitHub Student Developer Pack. This brings you with hundreds of resources, absolutely for free. And the only thing that you need is a student ID or some sort of verification to get validated as a student. We have a ton of other things that have been launching recently, like if you want to make your first website, there's a guide here on how to make websites and hosting them on Azure or even GitHub Pages. If you are a designer, there's resources for you as well. So there's something out there for everyone. And these are all for free. You just need to verify that you're a student, and you can join both the community exchange, Global Campus, and the Student Developer Pack just by verifying. And that's all that we got for you. Happy hacking, everyone, and enjoy Hacktoberfest.
Sweet.
We love to see support for students.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get tired or bored of or unimpressed with hearing these stories of how people can start somewhere and get to where they are. Fantastic stories. All right, so next up, we're going to have Joe do a quick chat with us, and then we are going to go to the Hacktoberfest quiz, which I'd be interested to see how you all do as well.
Ooh.
That's very intimidating. I didn't realize we had to take part. Oh, no. Yeah, I am going to stress everyone running this fine live stream out because I said I wasn't going to screen share, but surprise, I'm going to throw a window up. If that works, let me know.
No, it does not do. You're not allowed. Sorry.
Oh no, I've been banned. I can't even see the StreamYard at the moment, so I don't know if it has worked. There we go. I'm back.
There's multiple of us fighting about it. There we go.
Hey, perfect. So yeah, I just wanted to briefly throw another resource out for folks who are here for the first time, particularly in case you haven't realized we've spoken about it a couple of times. This year, there is a huge emphasis on low and non-code contributions to projects. And that's not just to help more people get access. That's also because some of the most underserved areas of lots of open source projects are things which aren't strictly the code. They're the design, the testing. I actually just saw a conference which is accepting non-code contributions to add transcripts and stuff to their talks. So all kinds of wonderful ways to contribute, but because there still needs to be a thing that plugs into the Hacktoberfest machinery, those things all still need to go through a pull request. So I wanted to offer a very friendly resource from us here at Twilio to help you make your first pull request if you are coming in from a non-coding background to do a non-coding contribution and you have not yet made a pull request. Welcome to Twilio Quest. Twilio Quest is a free game that helps you learn to code, built by us here at Twilio on the Twilio education team. You can grab this game for free from twilio.com/quest, and it is if I have the right keyboard connected, it is a really cute little RPG that has a bunch of missions to teach you different concepts, and one of those is a complete GitHub walkthrough called the Forest of Open Source. So that will walk you through, because it's a game, it kind of gives you that extra helping hand. You get walked through, every element of, or you crash spectacularly on a live stream. Excellent. And I'm going to drop my screen because that's an error that doesn't go away. If you downgrade to a previous version while a new version is upgrading, that sometimes happens. Anyway, so it being a game, you have these little quests which you can complete and they build up your experience one by one. So it's a great way to kind of get a walkthrough step-by-step tutorial in doing your first open source contribution on GitHub. And the Twilio Quest mission for doing that does take place on an actual project we maintain called the Open Pixel Art project. So we'll get you using the actual GitHub UI. So yeah, we'll drop that link in the chat, and it's just another way to make sure that you're ready to open your first PR for your contributions this Hacktoberfest. And that is all from me. Let's do a quiz.
The curse of live demos has returned.
Well, there was me being really clever, being like, oh no, it's downloading a version I haven't got. I'll just change to the previous version. And JavaScript said, no, you won't do that. A bunch of Twilio Quest content is open source. You can go see what happened yourself.
Go fix it. There you go. Open an issue after this, Joe. Someone can go and fix it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Anyway, thank you for, giving me that time.
No worries. Quiz time, right?
Quiz time. Yes.
Let's do it. So can we play?
You absolutely can.
It sounds like we had to play. I didn't think there was a...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love
All right.
this.
So
Right.
the quiz is up. Oh yeah, Matt, go for it.
Sure, yeah. If you've ever watched us do cloud chats, it's the same deal, right? Go to kahoot.it, enter in the game pin 9201407.
I feel like I'm at school.
It's a quiz. There's 10 questions. They're all true or false. Please get it right. I'll be disappointed if not.
9201407. Okay.
Oh my god, the nickname thing is not stopping.
Oh yeah, and there's a nickname generator because can't trust the internet to type their own names out.
Makes sense.
Oh wow, it does go for a long time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What is happening here?
It's
Why does
still
it keep
broken.
going? Do you have to touch it? To get...
Wait. Oh, you just pick it. No, you can't pick it.
How seriously? How do you stop it?
You gotta touch it, I think.
I think it's
Broken
when
itself?
No,
I think
it's
it's
not
when you
stopping.
start the game. Maybe it will automatically.
I'm
generate.
still going. Like
That might explain why nobody's in here.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
usually just works.
Has Kahoot broken?
The Kahoot might be
It
broken.
normally
All right,
stops. I'll be honest
I'm
with you.
just gonna
Oh,
show.
okay,
the-
okay.
the
I
back end.
see a 429 coming out of the network request. So
so we should give it a refresh and not just keep spinning.
I would, yeah.
Okay, let's refresh.
Welcome to the Hacktoberfest of broken games.
Have we like crashed Kahoot?
Is
So do we
Kahoot
all win
joining?
then? Everybody's winning.
We try though, like
What did they all win, Matt?
I don't know.
A nickname.
An opportunity to contribute to open source during the
Yes.
month of October.
you can build an open source Kahoot and you'll get a free T-shirt if you do so.
Chris,
So
do
you
wanna
still have
turn
no
off the
players,
nickname
sorry?
generator and just we can
And
risk
just-
it for a second.
All
and see
right,
if this works.
Okay.
let's risk it. Everyone, code of conduct.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Did that automatically refresh, or do I need to?
It seems like it's saved.
Yeah,
saved.
it's worked. That's in.
There you
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
All
it's
right.
Okay, everyone behave, because the nickname generator doesn't work. Kahoot, if you're watching, your nickname generator is broken.
It's always on the live streams, right?
Always.
We're in.
If you're stuck on the nickname generator, just go back to kahoot.it and enter the game pin again.
Yeah, I'm in now. Oh, this is good. Look at all these folks coming in. Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's
Stretch your
great.
fingers. Get ready.
10 questions, true or false. I can see the answers, and I'm getting nervous.
I went through it a few times, like fact checking it, and there was a couple of times I got a few wrong.
That doesn't bode well.
This might be the biggest Kahoot we've ever done.
What's the limit?
I hope we
thank
find
you
it.
Also,
so much,
what's
David
the record?
Fan. I appreciate that.
All right, so let's close it down in about, let's say 10, 15 seconds. So,
I think people can still join afterwards, so
oh, okay.
we should be fine.
Is it open book?
Yeah.
What are the questions about?
They're all about Hacktoberfest. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
If you're quick with the Googling, you might be able to win that way.
Doubtful though, because Matt hasn't said the thing yet.
Right? Yeah.
All right, let's.
Are we giving a prize to the most creative username?
No, I feel like that's skirting.
That invites trouble.
Yeah, that is not a good idea. We should
I'm gonna click start now. Yeah.
Juanpa, are you the big Juanpa fan? I love it.
I wish, but I don't have.
Love
I don't
you,
have
love
that
you.
much self-love though. I don't have that confidence in myself. You know.
To Tasneem in chat, it says game pin not recognized. Don't type the space. For some reason, it also doesn't like having a space in there. Don't know why, because it shows a space
Shouldn't
here.
even let you type.
We're playing by American phone numbers rules.
Oh, makes sense.
Not
Christian,
1P Flores. We're getting lots of 1P Flores nickname loves.
Shall we get
All
started,
right,
Chris?
let's
I
get
have
it
identity
started.
issues. I'm all three of them.
Boosting your score.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Ready?
The first Hacktoberfest was in 2013. True or false?
Damn, these are hard.
Whilst people are answering,
Wow.
Really got to
show
like
that.
resist the temptation to like give anything away whilst we're here on mic.
Yeah.
assuming that Kahoot is playing by normal Kahoot rules here, the faster you answer correctly, the more points you get.
Mm-hmm. Do you know that feeling when you were? Oh, the next question is coming up. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
I love that brand throwback on that question as well there.
Yeah. So, who wants to correct chat here and tell them what the first year actually was?
I thought it was 9 years. No.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say Mason misled us all by saying 9 years at the
I
start
was
of the
like,
stream.
what?
This
Am I
is
wrong?
the 9th Hacktoberfest.
No, I'm right. Yeah.
So,
But wait, what?
is my math wrong?
2014 was the first year.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. So
That is how math works.
It is. I spent a while checking that we hadn't gone wrong. So that is how
I'm so
math works.
embarrassed.
Listen, I would have
so
had to
embarrassed.
too.
There was an
Oh,
internal-
Juanpa.
Oh,
Look
there
up
we
there.
go. There we go.
at
One of
that.
my three
Look at
accounts
that.
is doing
And
well.
Alex as well.
Unbelievable.
I'm tied
Come
in
on, Juan Paz, we
41st
can do
place.
it.
Check
We
me
can do
out.
it.
the first year of Hacktoberfest, 50 commits were required to get a limited edition T-shirt.
Yo.
I do 50 commits in a day, just doing spelling errors.
Thank goodness for squash and merge.
Fixing your own previous commit.
Yeah.
That's how it rolls.
I love those comments. Trying this again.
Yeah.
Why does it hate me?
Please work.
What? No
All right,
way.
that's true.
What?
That's true.
Oh my
First year
god.
Hacktoberfest was
That's
pretty
really
wild.
difficult.
It was the Wild West.
That wow.
Also, just commits as well. Like,
Wow.
Do you all remember the number of participants? Matt?
Like 40?
Mason?
It was a couple.
Not off the top of my head, but there is a
This is-
related
this-
question later.
This is in that slide deck that I talked about earlier at the beginning of the stream.
It is. I have spent a while digging in Google Drive. I cannot find it.
Oh, really? I might have a locally downloaded copy somewhere. I'll see if I can find it.
But yeah, no spoilers because there's a related question coming up about this. still.
Okay. I'm not playing, so I'm going to see what's going on.
Alright.
There we go.
Ah.
During the first year, 505
seems-
people earned a shirt.
That number, I mean
that yeah, it's both oddly specific and
But this could be, as we have a tradition on Cloud Chats, this could be a Mason question, where it's actually 504 or
Oh, so
506.
why do you call them that? Like
Mason questions.
those,
I
I
don't
was
know.
never that.
No!
I one error.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like version not supported. I thought it was like an HTTP for like code or something.
And so
Oh,
just to
finally get one
put
right.
that in perspective, right?
Ah,
we said that it
back up.
was 50 commits and 505 people completed. That alone is 25,000 commits
Wow.
to open source in the first year from just the winners. And obviously there are people that didn't do all 50. So the number's actually far bigger than that.
That's a lot of like, that's a lot.
Was there verification on?
I have no idea how it worked back
Okay.
then. It was pretty
Gabriela
rudimentary,
came
I
to
think.
win. All right, Gabriela, I see you. Juanpa, is this you?
No, I'm not Gabriela.
No.
For 2022, a valid pull or merge request is any PR that has been merged by a project maintainer.
Oh, this is a trick question.
I also love the big thumbs up. Also, Kahoot is shaming me. I pressed a button instantly and it told me that slow and steady wins the race.
I got the same thing, and I was just like, damn.
This is false.
This is false. You have to submit a PR to an opted-in project. That is so very important. Look for that Hacktoberfest topic.
I clicked the Kahoot screen. And apparently, it took that as I want to select one. Not good.
I just want to say that the Juanpa army is not getting there. We need to step it up, Juanpas.
Okay.
We need to make it top 3 spots.
The 3 Juanpas.
Are we doing like
Gabriella
a
with
giveaway
a
for this?
solid lead.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, come on. There's still time. We got 6 questions left.
Yeah, and if you get streaks, you can bump up the leaderboard pretty quick.
Yeah, Kahoot's point allocation is a bit all over the place.
All right.
Right, in 2022, PRs and MRs labeled with Hacktoberfest-accepted on a repo without the Hacktoberfest topic will count. True or false?
You just gave us that answer.
Oh no, I've been disconnected.
The old trustable Joe. There's
Oh, no!
shame here.
Okay.
Your internet through power lines is not doing you well here.
I know I didn't even finish reading the question before the timer ran out. I'm in 61st place now.
Yeah, it keeps sliding down.
Out of 50.
Out of 50.
It's what it says.
No, people can still join. If you're watching and haven't joined yet, just go to kahoot.it, enter the game pin that's at the bottom of the screen. You can still join. Probably still have a good chance at winning.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or you can join like Get Profit, who's golfing. Hope you're doing well.
Shout out. Long and straight. Keep your head down. Those are golf things, by the way. Sorry.
Matt, you want to shout us?
This was true.
Yes.
So repos can opt in with the Hacktoberfest topic right, but if a repo isn't opted in, but the maintainer still wants to let you kind of count your PR towards Hacktoberfest, say you've contributed to another project that's not participating, but actually the maintainer's being nice, they can throw that label on there, and it'll kind of opt that individual PR in. Don't rely on that. A lot of maintainers, obviously don't opt their repos in, probably so don't want to be involved in Hacktoberfest, but that mechanism is there if you want it. For example, the Cloudflare docs repo is doing this currently. They're not actively opted in, but they are throwing that label on some PRs for people.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Remember to be nice with maintainers, folks.
Yes.
Oh, I'm coming for you, Gabriela. I'm getting there.
Gosh, Mama. Gabriela, don't let him.
All right, next question. In 2022, if you complete 4 valid PRs or MRs, you can get a T-shirt and stickers and have a tree planted in your name. No answers before.
Again with the trickery. Again with the trickery.
Big question.
Welcome to the Boolean logic section.
Those extra points by going fast.
Yeah.
Please present your truth tables with your answer.
All right, this is false. You either get a T-shirt or the tree planted in your name, so you get to pick.
Yep. I'll say if you win, you'll get given the gift code, and then when you go over to redeem that gift code, there is a choice. You can get your T-shirt, and it also comes with some stickers as well. Or if you don't want to impact the environment by shipping a T-shirt across the ocean, you can plant a tree instead, and we work with Tree Nation to plant those.
Nice.
And you still get a badge, right? A holopin badge.
Yes, so you get a holopin badge still, you'll get a dev badge as well. So lots of digital swag to go along with your tree.
And I was going to ask the question of how many trees were planted last year, but
Spoilers.
I just saw the next question. Ooh.
Oh! There we go.
Wampa carrying the live stream here.
Wow.
Wampa doesn't have access to the answer sheet, does he?
No, I don't.
Where is this deck?
I wish, but I don't.
Just a massive overachiever.
Just pushing it too hard as always.
All right, let's see how
Get him,
this
Elena.
next one goes. During 2020's Hacktoberfest, 3% of participants opted for the pick trees, not teas option.
3% is very specific again.
Yeah.
And also, I'm gonna say false because I believe that more people like trees. I'm gonna choose to believe that.
Yeah. Same.
Picking humanity.
I'm gonna.
In
It's a
2020.
vote of hope here.
Unfortunately,
Damn it.
Joe, your
my
faith in
goodness.
humanity has been crushed by people that like t-shirts.
That's fair. It's a good T-shirt.
We have a question in chat. What is a dev badge?
So, the website dev.to, awesome place for communities to be built. They have a badges section. They give out badges for all sorts of stuff, and one of the things they give out badges for is Hacktoberfest. So if you complete Hacktoberfest, you get a little badge on your dev profile that shows up. I think this is like the 3rd or 4th year we've done it. We've partnered with them for this. So there are some people on dev that have a very nice collection of Hacktoberfest badges now.
Cool.
One pod got dropped.
I'm sorry, stream.
Oh wow!
Wow.
I had higher hopes in humanity.
All right, let's see if we can get back. In 2022, maintainers can mark spam, PRs, or MRs with the label invalid or spam.
Now, this is a difficult question. This is for those of you that have read the full details of how Hacktoberfest works that I spent a long time writing.
We're going to jump into page 33 of
Where
the
did you
terms
get
of
these?
service.
Where did these stock images come from? That one was incredible.
That
So-
one is false.
This is false. This is like one of the only changes we made between this year and last year. Last year, both invalid and spam counted towards spam, and we found actually a lot of people used the invalid label for things beyond spam. So we changed it, and this year, the invalid label stops a PR being counted, but that's it. Whereas spam label stops it being counted, and also is a positive indicator to us that that PR was spam. So if you're getting spam, please add a label to it that has the word spam in it. Doesn't have to be exactly spam. Any label containing that word will count towards that. And again, contributors, if you get 2 or more PRs marked as spam, you'll be disqualified. Don't do it.
And not just from this current Hacktoberfest.
Forever.
Whoa.
From Phoebe, who is behind the scenes. We also provide a special tree badge for folks who choose a tree instead of a T.
Love
It's
that.
also very true. We will email you a little badge saying thank you for planting a tree.
All right, let's see how our leaderboard is doing.
Ooh.
Juanpa, where are you?
I don't even try anymore. I just go back. Like,
The stream panel representation on the leaderboard has
I'm
gone
sorry.
very wrong.
It was
Yeah.
too much a responsibility for me.
You had a good streak there. Shout out to Mia.
Shout out to Mia. Yes. Let's see. 2 more questions, everybody. Only
I'd like
DigitalOcean
to know this.
employees
Sure.
can facilitate Hacktoberfest events. True or false?
Right, this is where the stream panel comes back. Top 5.
This
I'm
is
confident.
it. This is it.
Yay.
Nice.
All right. I'm still so far behind. It's not even funny. Like, nothing can help me at this point.
Anyone can host an event. There is an entire page on the website dedicated to exactly that. Hacktoberfest.com/events. There's a whole list of all the events that are currently planned to happen over the next month. And there's a whole load of info on how you can run an event for your own community if you want to.
Yes. Oh, and the list of folks too. There's a list of folks that are facilitating things.
There is.
So if you
So if
want
you-
someone to come and speak at your event or teach you something.
Yeah, special guest list. Feel free to reach out to them and see if they can attend your event.
We have 2 questions in chat. Do we need to fill out the form to get swag after all PRs accepted?
Yes. So once all 4 of your PRs have been accepted by maintainers and gone through the 7-day waiting period, you will get an email from us saying that you've won, and then some magic gift codes will appear on your Hacktoberfest profile with instructions on how to go and claim some swag or a treat. Once the PR is merged, how long it take for it to be counted towards the 4? So profiles for Hacktoberfest update roughly every 15 minutes if you're actively loading the page. If you're not loading the page, it happens once every 6 hours in the background. So that's how often kind of changes will appear on the page. And then once it's been accepted by a maintainer, there is a 7-day cooldown period before it kind of counts towards you actually winning. And that just gives time for maintainers to potentially change their mind. You know, if they've added like the Hacktoberfest accepted label and then go, actually, no, this PR is not good, they can take it off in the 7 days. And it also gives our team time to kind of, at a program level, make any changes towards like cheating repositories and stuff that we need to do. But assuming your PR is legit, just wait 7 days and it'll go through just fine.
All right, let's check out this leaderboard. No movement.
No movement. Wow.
Mia came to win.
That's impressive.
It's a whole
We're gonna
question
have to-
ahead of everyone else, though, too.
I'm in 42nd. How's everyone else doing?
You know, there's still a chance for you, Joe. Final
No one
question,
else
here
is
we go.
sharing their position. I think I'm doing pretty well.
If I get this one wrong, y'all.
Oh, this feels mean.
Yeah, it's just like there's some shade in this question, though.
It's informational, Juanpa. It's not shade.
I won't
It's
say
education.
no to it, though. I won't say no to it.
All right, this is
Oh.
false. We're
Yeah,
looking
this
at...
is- This is false. For undisclosed reasons, Bitbucket is not supported by Hacktoberfest. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you
Bitbucket,
for
my
that
email's
information.
open.
Bitbucket, sponsor us.
There you go.
All right, let's check final leaderboard. The podium.
Boom.
Arnell, nice.
Ooh, this was
And-
close.
8 out of 10.
It came
Not
to
bad.
speed.
Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Woo.
Wait, Juan,
No,
you
I
were
was
fourth.
fourth, though. I'm good with that.
Okay, Juanpa.
We tried. I'm not competitive at all, though, but
No.
it's good.
Fine.
What are we giving out for this?
I don't know. Chris, do you want to give out some Dio swag?
Yes, let's give out some
we're
Dio
quite good
swag.
at this.
Yes. I'm going to have you email Matt.
Cool.
So,
Play the Uno reverse card there.
yeah. So, Mia, actually, Matt, do you want to do it?
Sure. Mia, if you're in chat, take a screenshot of your Kahoot page showing that you won and send me an email with some shipping information. My email is mcowley@digitalocean.com. I'll type that in the chat in a second. Send me an email with a screenshot and some shipping info, and we'll send you some stuff.
Good job, everyone. All right.
You're muted, Andrea.
Oh, I just told y'all everything, the secret to life.
Not again.
And we missed it.
What? No, I was saying it was fun, even though I like play so poorly. It's embarrassing. But thank you for that. That was fun.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I know that I hope you all had fun. Thanks, everybody in chat, for hanging out and saying hey. You all in chat make this way more fun for us. Any last parting words before we close it out, everybody?
Ooh. Shameless plug. This is the shameless
plugs.
plug.
Yeah, this is the
No,
time.
happy hacking, everyone. And shout out to mi gente en Peru, Bogotá, Mexico. DM me. This is a shout out to my Latin users. Please DM me. I want to make friends.
Anyone else want to plug anything?
Can I plug something?
Go for it.
For the Coding Cat side, I decided to give away a Samsung Pro Chromebook for the 100th member that subscribes, and reduced it all down to $1. So if you subscribe to Coding Cat for $1, you have a chance to win a Chromebook. So I just threw the link in the chat. Hopefully we can get some people in there.
Unfortunately, that plug was irrelevant because you've got to change your hat back. So
I know. Should I flip
it
it?
didn't go anywhere.
So many hats.
Wearing so many hats, you know.
Joe, do you want to plug anything again?
Twilio Quest is free, y'all. It has things on open source. It has things on JavaScript. You can build your own content with Twilio Quest extensions. It's fun. It's a video game that teaches you to code. Come join us. Oh, next week on the Twilio Quest Twitch, we are interviewing a game developer who builds other coding-related games, Pleasing Fungus. So if you are interested in games about code, we'll be chatting to a developer on Twilio Quest Tuesday.
Sweet. Juanpa, anything from you?
Yeah. Apply for the Student Developer Pack, get access to Global Campus, and find some great repositories that you can contribute to. Most of the people in Community Exchange are actively looking for you to add some changes or add some value to those repositories. So don't be afraid of reaching out to people on Community Exchange. They're all there to help you out. And if you want to see more content, follow us on Twitch, like and subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Well, we don't have the bell icon on Twitch, but subscribe. And we have some content every week from other students that are, that go from talking about life to how to become a better developer before you graduate.
Amazing. Mason, I know you've been a co-host here, and thank you so much for co-hosting with us, but anything you want to plug as you?
Yeah, if you want to check out the company that I work for, Gretel AI, go ahead and check it out. We're in the synthetic data space, so it's a really interesting space. So if you need data that behaves like your other your data, but is not exactly the original data set, privacy protected, accuracy ensured, you should definitely check it out. It's a really cool product.
Today I learned that's a thing.
Well, there we go. And from myself and I guess from Chris, Hacktoberfest. I'm going to plug Hacktoberfest on the Hacktoberfest stream. Feels like I should do it. Hacktoberfest.com. Go register. Go make your PRs. But keep in mind our values for Hacktoberfest. Everyone is welcome. Quantity is fun, but quality is key. And Hacktoberfest is about short-term action with a long-term impact. Go out there, make some meaningful contributions to open source that benefit everyone.
Right on. Happy hacking, everybody.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Drop in, say hello.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.